Welcome to Gilis. So in this video, I'll be sharing with you some common scams that happen here, as well as what you should do, like what I highly recommend, and also a few things to consider and prices as well. Um, so the first thing that when you come to Gilis and generally in Indonesia is, as a problem, is overpricing. Like normally when you ask about, the prices of tours or surfing classes, whatever, they will always overcharge you. That's the main kind of scam, quote unquote. So how to avoid being like viciously ripped off? Well, there are three things I would recommend. First, never take the first offer. Like I have a separate video about how to bargain and how to haggle, and you will see that they go from 300, for example, to 150 in a split of a second, right? Like so, it's just crazy. Like so, they will always say their craziest, most ridiculous kind of price. Oh shit! And then yeah, it is cable, almost tripped. And then if you don't know the prices, then you will end up paying all that money. However, if you just, even if you're not good at haggling, if you're not used to it, just by saying no or like too much or just like walking away, they would say, "Oh, my friend, I have a discount for you," and they would literally offer you half of that initial price. Um, so that's one, right? Don't take the first offer. Second, ask more than one person. Like there is no one service or products that's only one person have here. So if, as I said, if it's tours, tons offer these. If it's bike rentals, whatever, tons of people offer this. So the best way to deal with this is just ask more than one person, and that's your way kind of to collect data about what is expensive, what is cheap, and what is the average kind of cost of that given product or service. And the third thing is that do a little bit of research. Like now, maybe you're watching this, I will share with you the prices as of 2023. But like always check online what are the prices and then take maybe 30% off, because the businesses that have the means, and the staff to have a website, and these businesses normally are well established, so they are expensive. They also include the processing fees, for online payments and whatnot. But locals is normally super cheap. So take maybe 30-40% of the online price, and that should be your price here. Um, so what are the prices as of 2023 here? So to take a boat from Bali to the Gilis, you should not pay more than 200 if you take the slow one. And if you take the fast one, 250 to 300 maximum. So the slow one takes about 5 hours from Bali to the Gilis, and the fast one takes about 2 hours. So it's about 100 maximum of difference, like 100,000 rupiah. So yeah, when I say 250 whatever, it's I mean like 1,000 rupiah, because this is the currency here in Indonesia. And this is how people normally speak. 250, that's 250, that's 250,000 rupiah. For bike rental, so here in the Gilis, there are no cars, there are no motorbikes, just bicycles and horses. So normally, you definitely should rent a bike, like a bicycle, and cycle around the island. It's so beautiful. I would say don't pay more than 40. Now, I'm not giving you like the local price. I'm still giving you the tourist price, but when you are not badly ripped off, okay? Even when you tell the locals, "Oh, I booked this with this much money," they be like, "Oh, it's so good. It's good. It's good. It's good price." They don't look at you like crazy, like you wasted your money. Um, Food here, the average cost of like a meal is 50,000. Here there are no surfing in the Gilis, but for snorkeling there are two things. One is an activity that I highly recommend, which is look on the map on Gili for the Turtle Point, and go there and rent the snorkeling equipment. You should pay about 50 or 60 for like an hour. or 100 for the whole day. However, if you love snorkeling and you're planning to stay here for like a week or more, most people come here only for 3 days. But if you love snorkeling and want to do it every day, uh, buy the equipment. It costs 200, and you can use this whenever you want, wherever you go. However, if you just want to try it just once, try this absolutely. The turtle point, they even write 100% guaranteed you will see the turtle. If you don't see it, don't pay us. And it's true. Like when I did that, that was my best snorkeling experience so far. And we got to see maybe about 5 turtles in total. You get to swim with them, etc. And even if you're not a good swimmer, the water is shallow and it's impossible for you to drown, like literally impossible. So definitely go there. For tours, uh, pay about 120 to 150 maximum, but I would say 120 for the snorkeling tour. So it takes about 3 hours. They take you to like the statues. Probably if you are coming here, probably you know that there are a point where there are statues under the water. So they will take you there to another point where they call it also the turtle point, but that's like in the deep waters, and there is only one turtle normally, and then they take you to another island, and then back to Gili T. So pay 120 to 150 maximum. Speaking of this tour, I also recommend to go afternoon. So look for a tour provider who have the option to go afternoon, because most of them they go at 10 or 10:30. So all the boats go at 10:30. You know what that means? That means hundreds of people, or like over 100 of people in the same spot. That's more people than the fish that you will see. You will not have that cool picture with the statues. However, if you go even on a public tour around 1 or 2 p.m., we went there. We were the only ones who went on that tour there. So we kind of like took turns to dive and get the pictures with the statues and whatnot. So it was very convenient. So I highly recommend to do afternoon. Pay 120 maximum for this tour. What else? For hotels, I mean, most of you probably you use Booking.com or Hostelworld, etc. But if you like walk in, they will try to again rip you off. So I recommend book online. Just book online just to avoid all that hustle and whatnot. What else provided here? So nightclubs. So there is a cool and interesting thing here. So every night in the Gilis, especially in Gili T, every night there is a main nightclub. So there are tons of nightclubs here in the main street. Just the one I'm facing, but I want you to see this beautiful background. So there are tons of nightclubs. They all close at 1 a.m. or midnight, but the main nightclub stays there till 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. And so every night that club changes. Sometimes it's the reggae bar, sometimes it's the marine bar, sometimes it's the beach club bar, whatever. The thing is that drinks are quite expensive. For some, you will find it very expensive. To get around that, just go to a convenience store and buy the drinks from there, and then go party, because there is no entrance fee. There is no like no outside drinks. None of that. Like it's okay. Many people do it. So, for example, a beer in a nightclub costs between 50 to 70,000, but in the convenience store it's 30. If they charge more, then they are also like ripping people off. 30,000 compared with 60, that's like half. So you can drink 2 beers with the price of one. But at the same time, you just have to walk 1 minute and then back to the club and continue partying. At least the first beers. I mean, it depends on you really. Yeah, so for the things that I highly recommend, so as I said, the Turtle Point, free snorkeling. No instruction, nothing. If you have some friends, go with them. If you're solo, go rent that. As I said, pay 50 or 60,000 for like an hour, or 100 for the whole day. Go there, chill. As I said, it was amazing. Like, I highly recommend that. And many people don't know about that spot because most people stay just in this region next to the harbor. But as I said, when you rent a bicycle, just move around the island. It's like doable in within 2 hours. And when you get to a point, like check on the map, and I will include a screenshot here for you. Just go to that point, enjoy that experience. Like, you will see tons of turtles. Highly recommended. I highly recommend to rent a bicycle also, at least for a day. especially in the evening. Like in the morning, like to move from a spot to another, maybe conveniently, but in the evening for me, that's like also like especially when it just start getting dark, because a lot of areas here are like they don't have kind of electricity, or like there are no lights, no light pole or whatever it's called, so it's quite dark in some spots. But still in the main street, it just looks so beautiful, like cycling between these colors and people and music from different nightclubs and whatnot. At least one day, rent a bicycle. I of course recommend to go on one tour at least of the snorkeling. Um, if you want to book private, for those who can afford a bit of a private, especially if you're like traveling with family or with a large group of friends, definitely do private. It should not be that expensive. I guess private cost 500 to 700 maybe. So if you are a group of people, you will pay the same amount of money on a public boat. Might as well, pay that 700 and have it private. So if you do private, go around 2 or 3 p.m. It will be empty. Like the whole sea will be yours. So you will go from, like the statue, the turtle point, the fish garden, and all the other cool spots. But also you will do the sunset in the middle of nowhere, like that reflection of the sun on the ocean on your boat, with your music, your favorite playlist, whatever your beer, whatever your favorite drink is. Pristine, beautiful, highly recommended if you are in a large group. However, if you're traveling solo or as a couple, it might not be worth it. I don't know, it depends on, also it really depends on your budget. But if you can afford it, or if you're traveling in a large group, I highly recommend it. Definitely clubbing. I would also recommend clubbing at least one night. As I said, you go from a club to another. There is no entrance fee. You can take the same beer and go from one to another. Um, Look, you will find your jam. You will find your style. Some of them play, Latino music. Some play reggae. Some play just like house, techno, whatever. So it depends on your style. You will find it here, as there are a lot of options. For hostels, if you're staying at a hostel, or if you backpacker and you want to stay at a hostel, I would say like stay at La Boheme or others that are similar within the same region, because I'm staying at that one, for example. It's just 5 minute walk to the beach, to the main street, and it's quite affordable. Like either you stay in a dorm or private, both of them I think it's quite affordable. But as I said before, book online, because when you go and ask them there, they always say a different price. So just to avoid, again, as I said, this is the only problem, not only here, it's all around tons of countries in Asia, South America, etc. It's just normal. I know that some people are not used to haggling. It's not common in their cultures. But when it comes especially to services, because when you go to the supermarkets or the convenience store or whatever, there's a price tag. Everything has a price. There is no bargaining. But when you want to take a surfing class, the surf instructor just make up their own price depending on how you look, where are you from. That's why normally they will ask you where you're from, to know your country's purchasing power. So if they know that you're coming from, say, Switzerland or Australia, they know that even when you compare the price with your home, you'll be like, oh man, it's super cheap. But you're not back home. This is not Australia. This is not Switzerland. So you don't have to pay as if you're back home. Here it should be supremely cheap. It should feel crazy cheap. So most people come to Gili first, and maybe later on they may go like island hopping. um, so again, it depends on what you're looking for, but it's super easy to move from here. And as I said, like to go back from Gili to Bali, again, don't pay more than 250. So I'm paying 250 for the boat, and also the shuttle bus to Kota. So that's another 2 hours, right? And the speedboat, 250. I think that's a good price. That's a good deal. So, but I'm used to haggling. So even if you pay 300 for such thing, I think it's good. I think it's good. But don't pay more. That's a rip off if you pay more. If you're planning to go to Lombok from here, Lombok is just half hour from Gili. So I guess that's like about 80. I didn't go to Lombok, but I think I've seen and I've talked with some. I think it's 80, right? And if it includes the shuttle bus to maybe Lombok, it's about 150, right? Don't pay more. 150 with the shuttle bus. 80 just the from here, just the boats from here to Lombok. If you're in Lombok and you want to come to Gili, it's the same thing, it's about 80, 70, and there is here no shuttle bus, so there is no need. When you get last thing when you get to Gili, you will have to pay 10,000 rupiah for like environment, but it's like nothing. It's not nothing. For diving, I did not try diving. Also, there is a fee for diving, like 150 if you go diving. And I saw like if you want to get certified, as a diver, etc. But I did not try diving, so I really cannot help you with this. My apologies. And but again, social line, and whatever the amount of money you find, as I said, take 30-40% off. Come here, ask more than one person. I cannot stress this enough. You will save tons of money just by asking more than one person. Like, you don't even have to haggle. You ask this person, they say 300. You ask the next person, they say 250. You ask the next person, you say, okay, I give you my friend just for 200. You ask, 5 people, you end up paying just 150 just by asking different people. So even if you're not used to haggling, I know that some people feel shy or embarrassed because it just feel weird to them because they never done that. You don't even have to do that. Even though I highly recommend to do it, because that's why we travel, to learn and to acquire new skills. It's part of communication. It's negotiation. That's what you will use also to negotiate your salaries, etc. Anyways, I guess this video is already long, so thank you for watching, and see you in another video. Subscribe and look at this beautiful water.